found myself in times I walk in, I'm like, no, if I just walk in here like a regular Joe, they're not gonna take me serious.
Yeah.
I turn on the whitest accent I can do. You know what I mean?
To get
So they're like,
the
they're like,
attention.
this one is not from here. But now that doesn't work anymore because now
They know
they're
you.
like, ah.
But first of all, not everybody has to like your business, because when you're getting into business, you're not serving everybody. You determine what the problem is in the market and what solution you're going to solve it. And once there's a problem, you need to find an alternative solution. Again, listening to feedback. If I was them, what I would do is I would create an expedited desk. Now, that perception that you're serving foreigners because you're giving them a sense of importance, you should be able to cash in that value. So if you want me to serve you now, there's an expedited desk and I'll charge you 15% or 25% more. Come here. And then there's a regular desk to serve every other person that has the patience to wait. It's as simple as that.
Exactly. Because
That's why even in banks, there's executive banking that serves those
Personal banking
that serves those people
bulk
who do not
credit,
have
yeah.
time. They walk in, they go in, then there's that. So if you
And I'm glad both of you are here. Some people called me and they were raising a complaint that the statement Kigali we share
Has brought havoc.
brought havoc because that's not what Kigali stands for.
I also would like
So
to
are
ask
you
these
saying in
ladies, by
Kigali
the-
we are
because both of them
stingy?
are here. No, both of you are here, and it was that day that you had that conversation, and you all both agreed that Kigali we share.
Has anything changed?
You've launched.
Are we still sharing though?
Yes, we are not stingy.
One of the most beautiful ladies and also most fit ladies, also very audible, articulate ladies, joins us in the studios this Thursday morning. Miss Ondiro, good morning and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too. Good morning. How are you?
Good to see you.
Good
I'm
morning,
okay.
good day.
I'm also fine. It's really lovely to see you. I see her at the gym. New year, new me. You know, we found the year with great psych. I see you've upgraded your fashion sense. I like it.
Oh my God,
You do?
Ondiro.
Yeah.
like it?
Yes.
I'm glad.
What's left is the nose ring, yeah?
He has to
No.
fix a nose ring.
It goes with the gold chain. Just you gotta tell us where you're getting the money, because the
Who's
drip
the
is
designer
giving.
though? Who's dressing him up? That's what other thing we need to ask ourselves. But I want
What?
to know why Jesse, how Jesse knows how fit you are.
Does
How do you
he?
know about the fitness bit?
The fitness?
Yeah.
I follow Ondiro, so
Okay.
I see her stories.
Ah, okay, cool. There I get the answer.
Yeah.
No, I think I posted on IG. I've been out of the gym for nearly 6 months, and then I went back. And when I went back, I'm doing this thing 75 hard days. You've heard about it?
No, I haven't.
So
Fill
you
me
do
in.
2 workouts in a day,
Okay.
one at the gym, one outside, 45 minutes each,
Ah.
and then you eat clean, and then you drink plenty of
Wait,
water,
but you're my gym partner. How come you haven't told me that? yet?
and then you read at least 10 pages of a book a day.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
10 pages of a book. That would be very interesting. That's a good one.
Yeah.
But wait, we did leg day yesterday.
Yes.
But then you did not tell me about the eat healthy and that 45 minutes outside.
Girl, it just depends on your philosophy, yeah? Some people work out to eat what they want, and then some people work
No,
out
eat
to
healthy
look
is what
good.
I'm trying to do lately.
Yeah?
I hope so.
I'm doing 1 meal a day, and then just water for the rest of the day.
I'm doing no carbs.
Oh, really?
It's tough.
I'm not that strong. I
It's
like
tough.
chips. Jesse can't relate. Jesse,
can't.
welcome back to the
Let's do
conversation.
I cannot. I'm still eating bread.
Oh my God.
Eating everything coming my way.
Just don't
You
even
look
talk about it
fantastic,
because I
though.
love bread.
Oh,
I'm just
thank
trying
you.
not to think about certain things like bread and chapati, but it's what I love, and those are a lot of carbohydrates.
Jesse, give us the secret, because you look good.
The secret is mind your business.
And take enough
Wow.
water. That's
And
a
on
good
that
one.
note,
We are minding our
and on
business.
that note,
How are you, Ondiro?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you
What's
doing?
exciting you this year, 2025?
I think, okay, let me put it into context. So when I was coming here, I was watching a press conference. I don't know if you watch sports. I'm a big fan of boxing. And I was rewatching actually a press conference of the biggest heavyweight fighters in the world. One was Tyson Fury, and he was the favorite going into the 2 fights. He's bigger. He has a bigger reach. He's British. He has great sellability with the media. And the other one was Alexander Usyk, who's Ukrainian. He's a smaller man. He's not well known in the media in terms of bankability. And everybody was betting their money on Tyson Fury because of all the advantages that he had. And Alexander said in the interview, he said, if size mattered, the elephant would be the king of the jungle. And then in the 2 fights that they fought, Alexander Usyk outclassed Tyson Fury every single time. And so this year, irrespective of the things or the odds that are against me, I'm going to tell myself, if size mattered, the elephant would be the king of the jungle. I have the discipline, I've put in the work, I've prayed, time to lace up my boots and go.
Nice.
That's a good one.
Nice. I think the last thing I read from you was about Occupy Space, which also, matches the conversation we had the previous time you were here on Occupy Space.
Yes.
What spaces are you going to occupy in 2025?
First of all, boss lady, we want to bring it back. We're bringing it back bigger and better. We've been working very hard behind the scenes in collaboration with you and Josefa, who's our very wonderful producer, putting a really tight guest list so that every woman that comes on the show adds value to the listener. Just occupying space on television, the work that I do as a business journalist, going back to school, sharpening my craft so that anytime I go on TV, whatever I say is a check that doesn't bounce. I'm also putting back my YouTube channel, hired a video editor. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this because it's a lot of investment going into it and time. So that's also one thing that I'm doing. And I've also been reaching out to people. Like, there are really great events that are happening out here. And I love moderating. I love emceeing. And I realize that I'm not putting myself out there enough. But mostly it's because of fear of failure and rejection. So what if somebody says no? There's one person that will say yes out of their 100 that I will cold email. So that's exactly what I'll be doing this year.
You're putting in a lot of effort and a lot of money. Where are you finding this money?
Well,
What's the source of the money?
well,
But she's working.
yeah, I
She's
think
working
I
lady.
think in Tanzania they say tupa hela upate hela. If you want to get money, you have to spend money, right? So there's no shortcut to success. Like, if you want to succeed,
And
you
money
have-
makes money.
Yeah, money makes money. So
is
if
it.
I want to unlock the next level, I must be willing to spend and invest. If you want to get to become a manager, you have to go get a master's degree. That means that from your salary, you have to save up to do that. So I think it's just a matter of a lot of financial discipline, cutting back on a lot of things and putting that money in channels that will elevate me. Delayed gratification, essentially. No vacations, no new clothes, no new nothing. But I know that in 3 to 5 years' time, I'll be able to cash that check.
So something that you need to hear from Ondiro. She has a job. She's a business journalist. All of these other initiatives to moderate, to do YouTube, whatever it is, are side hustles. Okay? Now, I want us to get to our conversation today, which is for us who are in business. So many people start businesses. The highest chunk in percentage of these businesses fail or close. Now, there are also underlying beliefs that hold our businesses back, and this is what we want to talk about with Ondiro today. I will start with this question. Must everybody like you and your business? And do negative reviews mean failure?
Yeah.
There was the other day a restaurant in Kimihurura, where people wrote about the bills and the pricing and also the service being crap. Yesterday, I think I was having a conversation with somebody who gave me a list of high-end restaurants, high-end, very popular. And the reviews were all their service is crap, but then the bills are way too high. But back to the question, must everybody like you and your business, and do these reviews mean a thing?
Yeah, I'll answer that question in twofold, and it's a really great question, and I like that you're asking it. First of all, not everybody has to like your business, because when you're getting into business, you're not serving everybody. You determine what the problem is in the market and what solution you're going to solve it. Very rarely do you find a business or a product that is catering to the problem, pain point or pleasure point of everybody. So you determine what your demographic is and what your niche is. Take, for example, Royal FM. You're an English radio station. There's a particular demographic, middle class and above, I presume, that you're catering to. So if criticism comes and says, oh, Royal FM is not accessible to everybody, you already have your strategy and you know exactly who you're catering to. So it's really, really important to know who your demographic is, what your product is, tailor make it to suit them, because those are the people that keep the lights on. Those are the people that drive the profit and growth of your business. I'll give you a practical example. When I was living in Ghana, I interviewed a very fantastic lady. Her name is Vanessa. She goes by Modern Day Mom on social media, and she runs a business where she sells high-end quality products for expectant mothers. Now, they don't come cheap, right? Because usually we are used to pregnancy, you just tough it out. You have nausea, tough it out. You're having trouble with breastfeeding, tough it out. Women have gone through this. But there are women who can afford to buy some products that ease this process for them. Now, they don't come cheap, and they're not meant for everybody, because there are people who will argue, just tough it out. Women have done it for hundreds and hundreds of years before you. But there's a demographic, a very small but particular, that are looking for her service, and they go to her and they buy from her. Now, she has to be very careful to block out that noise in order to stay true to her business and to her clientele. But on the second fold of your question, reviews and criticism, they will always come, particularly those negative criticism. And in a business, you're not doing the business for yourself. You're offering solutions to the public. When they give you feedback, particularly the demographic that you're targeting, you must listen or you will fail. You must listen or you will fail, because people want value for their money. In fact, people want more value for the money that they give you. If I pay you 1,000 Rwandan francs and you give me value for 2,000, I'm even happier. I'm your publicist, I'm your advertiser. But if I pay you 1,000 and I'm only getting value for 500, in my opinion, then I'm your worst enemy, because I'll tell everybody who cares to listen about how horrible your service is. And whoever comes in, irrespective of that day, whether your service is on your A game, they're already tainted by the perspective that I gave them. So in these instances, there's something called crisis communication, where you sit back and you say, my customers are telling me that the experience that I'm offering them does not match the value that they're paying for. Take, for example, the case of the restaurant. What you do is, in TV, we always test products. Like if you have a new show, you test it on an audience. Call people who come in one of these fine days on a Saturday. Just say we're doing a buffet or we're doing a brunch. Come. It's free, particularly for your regular customers. Taste and sample the menu. Give us your honest feedback. Then we're going to take a week. And these things are very expensive. We might take a week, shut down, re-strategize. If it's customer care, we'll bring in somebody, again, the investment part, we'll bring in somebody who's going to train our staff so that they are good at customer service. If the food is not great, are you training your chef or are you changing your chef? If the ambience is not great, there are fantastic interior designers that you can bring on board to be able to splash up your ambience. If people feel like they're not getting value for the money, there's small things in a restaurant. Just throw in small dessert and say, you know what, after every meal, we'll give you a fruit salad or we give you chocolate cake just to top it off. And those small things go a really, really long way with customers.
Somebody told me reviews work, especially in the West, in America. They will work. Someone will go to a restaurant, they will go for a service, whether a spa, just by looking at the reviews. In Africa, somebody was saying it's a different story. You have haters all around who just want you to fail. They will go and write all negative things about you so you may fail, and they go start the same business somewhere else. Are really these reviews of relevance, especially in our market?
I think they are, because now, Jesse, people who have small money that they want to spare, they want a good experience for their money. Now, is witchcraft real? Absolutely. And there are people who want to see you fail, right? But also, in business, it's not good to give yourself a false sense of importance. If somebody is saying something negatively about your business,
Then
you
there's
must
something
be
that is not
humble.
right.
Yes,
Yes.
you must be humble enough to go back and check. And sometimes the criticism might be one of those bad days in the office. Say, for example, the chef had a bad day, or there was delay in service and the food came out cold. That is something that can easily be rectified. It's just ensuring that you streamline the kitchen so that orders come out quickly. But if somebody says the food is not good, you need to sit back and ask yourself, the Rwandan palate, are we offering it food that matches that palate? Because you might be offering Japanese food, but you're not having Japanese clientele, you're having Rwandan clientele. So how do you tailor make those Japanese recipes to fit the local market?
But then also, do people take the reviews themselves? Do we even listen? And as in the Rwandan market, for example, do people listen to this feedback that people give them? Do
If
they
you don't
even take time to even read this feedback?
And that is why when
If
you
so-
walk around, you see so many empty businesses.
Thank you. If so, I mean, there are particular places here. I've had a lot of complaints. Some restaurants
Yeah.
with very bad service, and they have like a zillion waiters and waitresses, and the business is still running. I'm gonna use an example of someone who just gave a story to us the other day. Does this restaurant actually listen to people's views and concerns? Do they even get time to look at the views? Because we write this suggestion box, so
Yeah.
that's why people end up on social media and they rant and throw their rants
I don't
there.
think it's just a problem specific to restaurants. It's a problem for very, very many businesses. We don't have proper channels of listening, taking feedback, and acting on it. And that's also the reason why we see restaurants, businesses cannot keep rather their employees. People keep changing jobs. Clients keep changing places because we're not listening to feedback. Whoever your HR is or whoever your customer relations is in every business, you have to assign that to one person because feedback is very, very important.
It is.
That's how you know if the product you're offering is resonating with the market the way you intended for it to. Yeah.
Now, let me just check. For your information, Zuba has just arrived in the studios to bring us some sunshine.
Oh, wow.
Good morning.
She brought sunshine. with her.
Morning.
Good morning, Zuba.
How
Morning,
are
sunshine.
you? Let me tell you, these people don't look like it's morning. They look fresh. Like they've been at this for minutes. Love to see it.
Somebody yesterday, I think I read it somewhere, they were looking for a house and they said, truly, truly, Rwanda continues to fail on customer service and customer experience. They were just looking for a house, okay, and they were dealing with brokers. And their comment was, even for brokers, they have more respect to foreigners than they can respect
I
local
saw that on someone's
people.
status. I think I saw that on social media as well.
Okay.
Listen.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe let me first hear from
Yeah.
Zuba. Zuba, do you also have the same sentiments that you will not be respected when it comes to service, whether you've gone to a bank, a restaurant, that a lot of attention will be given to a foreigner than can be given to you?
Funny enough, like even me, I found myself in times I walk in, I'm like, no, if I just walk in here like a regular Joe, they're not gonna take me serious.
Yeah.
I turn on the whitest accent I can do. You know what I mean?
To get
So they're like,
the
yeah, they're like,
attention.
this one is not from here. But now that doesn't work anymore because now
They know
they're
you.
like, "Ah." But I think we need to take away the culture of seeing accountability like you're reporting someone. I think a lot of people take being held accountable, or Jesse's reporting me, Jesse doesn't want me to look good, like, and in essence holding you accountable is in your best interest. Like you gain more from listening to me than I would gain if I give you feedback on your business on how to make it better. Who's gaining? Yes, of course I gain good service, but in the long run it's your
the growth,
profit.
yes.
Exactly. So you have to think of accountability as your opportunity to grow, an opportunity to like take a step back, look in the mirror and assess. Because also I think we've gotten so comfortable with it, like status quo. We're so comfortable with subpar.
This is how we are.
Yeah.
You take it or don't. In that whole
that
kind.
culture of mutkuihanganire, that's literally you're being comfortable with subpar. There's one thing to do your job, but how well do you execute it that I can see your results without you even having to tell that to me?
The other day, someone was in a bank line, and because there was a foreigner who was a different color, they actually got more attention than the person who was behind. They actually said, "Excuse me." They told the other person to come forward.
I've seen this happen live.
And I said, "This is total BS." I mean, I don't even. But then someone said, "No, mnyama hanga da." Like, you know how they made the comments because
Thank
they
you.
think the other person doesn't even listen, doesn't understand the language. I said, this is very wrong. Just because he's a foreigner, he gets
Thank
more
you.
attention, and because he's of different color in Africa,
First
in
of
my
all,
country.
I've seen it happen with someone who is not even of a different color. It's just that they're foreigner. I was sitting at this headquarter and there was a line of people, like a good line of people. And most of them were, your regular workers, your motor driver, your market lady. Like these are people who had come to sort out their issues quickly so they can get back to work. I'm sitting there, it's 1 hour and a half. I'm like, this is impossible. And the poor lady next to me, she's there. She's like, now, how am I going to regain this money? Like, I've been sitting here. I'm not going to go back to my stand after like 3 hours and
Lost
make
customers,
exactly.
yes.
So, and like 15 minutes after that, these guys come out of like their break room, I guess, and they sit at their stellar seats and they start jazzing. First of all, hey,
With a
what's
lot
up?
of
How are you?"
attitude.
And then they start working. This Oga walks in and they immediately bring him to the front of the line. So I asked the guy who's in charge of basically the floor and, you know, coordinating things. I was like, so the rest of us, we were here before. He's like, no, mukiriya wacu. And I'm like, so us we are we are seat fillers. We have come here to make. We basically come to fill the space. I was like, do you know how? I immediately got on Twitter. I was like, at so and so. It is actually a shame that this is your headquarter. That you can't give. If you have 7 seats, why are there 2 people there? That means you're not even operating at 50%. Capacity. So I was like, and then they're like, you know, DM us your issue. I was like, my issue is not about the DM.
We're not
like,
DMing these issues.
Thank you. I was like,
No.
I have the privilege of being able to work remotely. I can sit in your call center or headquarter and do what I need to do. But the motor guy is not going to drive people remotely. The market lady is not going to sell things remotely. Be serious. Like, actually be serious.
But let me ask this question. Sometimes is it just too much pressure on these establishments and businesses, or is it the bare minimum that
Pressure
they
to
should
deliver. You said you're going to do this service.
Yeah.
You must. There's no such thing as pressure.
I don't
And I
even think
also-
it's pressure.
I mean, you can create products. So clearly what Zuba is saying is there's a problem, right? And the solution that they're offering is not working because clearly the locals are not happy. And once there's a problem, you need to find an alternative solution. Again, listening to feedback. If I was them, what I would do is I would create an expedited desk. Now, that perception that you're serving foreigners because you're giving them a sense of importance, you should be able to cash on that value. So if you want me to serve you now, there's an expedited desk and I'll charge you 15% or 25% more. Come here. And then there's a regular desk to serve every other person that has the patience to wait. It's as simple as that.
Exactly. Because
That's why even in banks, there's executive banking that serves
Personal
those
banking
that serves those people
bulk
who do not have
credit, yeah.
time. They walk in, they go in, then there's that. So if you feel like you have 2 different clienteles that you want to serve and you feel like one has more value than the other, which can bring you a little bit more profit, then why not cash on it in a way that is fair to everybody, right? So every other person can wait and they feel like if I wait, then I'm going to get served in the due time. And then whoever feels like they cannot wait or you've attached some value to them, cash in on that value of expedited service, all is well. That's why in countries like Switzerland, there's no corruption. There's nobody telling you, give me some money, I'll make this passport quickly for you.
First of all,
no,
most
right?
of the time you don't even have to walk into the
Yeah,
establishment.
right?
You're sitting at
Everything
home.
is tech enabled, and those who want it quickly, you can get it within a day, you can get it within 3 days, you can get it within 7 days. It just depends on how much are you willing to part with, and this goes to the government in terms of expedited service.
But I have a concern and a question. Do business owners or business people out there, how often do they have their people have or those master classes on customer care? Honestly speaking, I think people need to be taught a lot of customer care and how to work with people and how to operate around people, because the customer care is terrible in some places, and it looks like the business owners are just looking on and they're not doing much.
Exactly.
How often do they have these master classes for their employees on
Not even the
customer
master
care?
classes, but even getting to know your
How-
employees.
how-
like
how often do they
having
train them?
those debriefs and saying like, okay, what is lacking? What are you hearing from the customers? It's one thing to train, but how often do you also listen to the people who work for you? Because these are the people who actually see those challenges day in and day out. And how well you connect with them is how well you're going to get the feedback. Because I see a lot of businesses that are run by dictators. I say this is what we do. This is what we need to do to make money. I need to see these numbers. If I don't see them, then you're not working. That's not how it works. You're dealing with human beings, right? So you have to be able to connect with them and say, okay, if we've introduced this product to the market, what is the feedback you're getting when people come in? When people are coming in with a problem or an issue with the product, what is the main issue that you're faced with? A lot of people actually know these things, see these things, but won't tell it to their supervisors or their bosses because of that lack of connection, that lack of, feeling like we're a
Flexibility.
team. People actually, no, we've praised hierarchy so much that people are so engrossed in, I'm the manager, you are this.
I am the final
and
man.
Exactly. Like but you are all a team. Our goal, yes, at the end of the day, I'm there to get paid, but our goal to make sure that I get paid, the business has to be making money.
Yeah.
So how well are we working as a team? How cohesive are we so that even when those challenges like arise, we can face it together. Because
I just want to do a check here on how we actually employ the people we employ in our businesses. There is this idea: when you employ beautiful girls, you get customers,
It's like an automated,
especially
like,
for restaurants.
Like here, there's a pretty girl, people will
will
walk
fall
in.
in.
But isn't customer care a skill?
It is.
It is.
It's a skill.
It is.
It's beyond prettiness. It's beyond what we
You
see
can
here.
be the most beautiful girl ever. And it has happened. I walk in a reception and be like, wow.
Yeah.
This girl is hot.
Yes, like,
Yeah.
what are you doing here?
Miss
In a
Rwanda.
reception. We need to have you on a billboard somewhere, you know? But then you ask her a question, like, totally basic. And she'll start looking around for answers.
Yeah.
I'm like, that means you're
That is
also...
if she attends to you even. She's
Uh-huh.
very busy on her phone.
Or she's there scrolling. Then she'll start talking to her colleagues. Then you see, you cannot tell me that is a business that cares about what they're making. You care about your image, but you don't care about the functionality. Because you're like, if they walk in and they're greeted with a smile, we're good.
We are getting business.
We're good. How?
Yeah.
What if the smile doesn't respond to a simple query? Where can I find human resource? Let me ask for you.
Let me ask for you. Front desk, you're asking
You are
where-
the front desk.
Yes.
You're the frontline commander. You want to ask for me?
That happened to us, me and Jesse yesterday.
Oh,
yeah, it
Lord.
did. We went to an office and
No, we
then-
don't have to mention.
we didn't. We're not mentioning any office. This is we're not mentioning names.
violence.
It's too early for violence. So we're not mentioning any office, but I think for me, I didn't like the way we were responded to.
Yeah.
The question is, they kept rolling their eyes for a very long
Wow.
time, and then when we realized we are taking long standing there, we said we're just going to move to the office, and that's when they woke up and said, you know what? Oh wait, let me go and ask. We have to wait longer standing there, not even take a seat.
No, but I think
Go and
also
ask
to
is
play
crazy
devil's
work.
advocate, employers need to step up. First of all, who you're hiring and how you're hiring. Are you hiring, first of all, on merit? You have to get
Yeah.
people who are qualified, or rather people who have the right attitude and you can train. Because sometimes somebody might not have all the skills, but they're willing to learn and they have that
Exactly.
hunger and they have that drive, right? And then you have to continue upskilling because the market is constantly changing. There was a time this market was only catering to Rwandans. Now it's catering to Kenyans who are so different from Ugandans, who are so different from Tanzanians. So your quality of service has to keep changing to cater to the ever-changing demographic. Then the way you treat your staff, first of all, you have to pay them well. If you don't pay
And
them
on
well, they'll
time.
just come to
We will
pay
have all-
rent.
On time.
Right? Yeah, and again, on time. Because if you're not treating me well, particularly financially, I'm just here while I'm applying for other jobs. So,
Listen, I'll be on your hours.
yeah, your Wi-Fi.
Your hours, your Wi-Fi.
Applying for other jobs, right?
Jobs in Rwanda.
And then also encourage a culture, say for example, a tipping culture, a reward culture, a bonus culture, those end-year retreats that people go with their employees.
Incentives.
Employees look forward to that. You know, once a month, bring pizza to the office, sit with everybody, eat, so that you break those barriers
think
that
there's
Zuba
any-
was talking about.
I
No
don't-
one is the boss. No one.
I don't
is-
think there's any entrepreneur who's excited with what you're talking about. Bring pizza to the office.
They're like,
I mean,
Jesse.
Jesse.
Well, hey, shout
Bring
out
us
Jesse.
coffee
by the
in the
way.
morning.
No, shout out Jesse. Jesse will throw in a lunch. Jesse will throw in a little something.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think we also need to differentiate talent and skill.
Yes.
I feel like a lot of people hire now based off of talent, and that's understandable. You do need the talent, but you have to have a good balance of the people who have the skill. Because I always find that people who have skill are more hungry to learn. Because they're like, you know what, this is not innate. This is not something that's natural to me. I'm going to try and beat the bar as much as I can. Because, you know, okay, if my skill is not necessarily talking, I'm going to approach Jesse, whose talent is to talk. He can pitch. And I'm going to learn from Jesse. And then I'm going to ask Jesse, what resources do you use? And I'm going to tap into those. And I'm going to do my own research. I find that people who have skill have so much hunger to learn versus the people who are talented. Because unfortunately, a lot of times I find that the people who have the talent are the ones who are actually very okay with subpar, because they're like, either way, I know how to do it.
You'll need me.
Exactly, you need me. I'm good at what I do. That's why you hired me. I'm going nowhere. Actually, you will go somewhere. You'll find that the person with skill learned, beat you at your own game, and now they're coming for your job.
That's very true. Now, lastly, Ondiro, we're talking about beliefs holding your business back. Things will certainly go wrong, okay? And I want to ask if perfection is feasible. And if it is or not feasible, how do you stay on course with your business and build new systems?
Perfection is not feasible. Everything will go wrong. Everything at some point in a business will go wrong. And sometimes you build up, at one point, something will bring you to the ground. Look at all the big companies. Look at everybody, Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, everybody who has a big business. There was a time something nearly brought the business to the ground. Technology is ever changing. And when that changes, say, for example, even radio as we know it, social media or media in general, social media came and disrupted the way media was done. Restaurants now with Zuba and the likes, they came and disrupted. So nobody is walking into the restaurants. People are ordering from home. And that changes how much people are spending, because if you're ordering from home, you're not ordering together with a drink. You're just ordering food. You might not even order dessert, So disruptions will always be there. And that's why they always teach disrupt or be disrupted. Your business will never be perfect. So it's a constant cycle of you disrupting yourself. It's a constant cycle of asking yourself, initially I was hiring talented individuals, but how do I make this team more cohesive? I need to add skilled people. And when you bring in skilled people, you have to continue upskilling them, right? You have to disrupt your business in that you want to make as much profit as possible, but there's growth and there's expansion. Because if you're catering to the demographic in Kigali and you feel like you've mastered the market really well, there's Gisenyi, there are other parts of the country. You have to take money out of your business and go invest there. Or you're financially stable, but you need to expand. You have to go to the bank. You have to take a loan, and that's a risk. Nothing about business is perfect, and nothing about business is beautiful. That is the truth. Is it gratifying? Is it satisfying at the end of the day? You're creating jobs, you're solving problems. Absolutely. Will it ever be perfect? No. Disrupt or be disrupted.
Okay, so just Ondiro, before we let you go, is a plan B necessary, or do I just need to all go in?
That's a good question. I think when you're starting, alignment of your thoughts, of your words, of your actions, of your finances. This is the goal. We're going to achieve it. So when you're starting, you can't start 10 things at a go, because even your plan B, you need to build it up a little so that when plan A fails, you can fall back on it. But when you're starting, if you start with 5 plans, the probability of you failing is really, really high. So when you're starting, align your thoughts, align your actions, align your resources and your networks towards the goal. And then when the business is stable enough, you can diversify. Look at Elon Musk. He started on one thing and then now he's branched out and is doing other things. Apple also started with one thing and now they've branched out into other things. Is a plan B necessary along the way in the business? Yes. But when you're starting, alignment is very important.
Quick questions, fire questions. What are we expecting from you, Ondiro, on the airwaves in the next couple of weeks?
So we are bringing back the Boss Lady, as I mentioned in the beginning. We begin recording the episodes mid-January, and we're so excited about the lineup of women that we're bringing, different career fields, different nationalities, different demographics. And we're also excited because it will be on radio and also available on digital platforms. And outside of that, we want to create a network, or rather a circle for women in business. So the show will not just be myself and the guest talking on radio. We want also to create a network of women who can tap into these resources that we bring on air.
Did you give your YouTube channel your name?
Oh, I need to plug myself. This is where I plug myself. Okay, so you can follow me on social media at Ondiro Ganga across all social media platforms. And then the YouTube channel that I am building, 30,000 subscribers so far, is called New Dawn Africa
that's
channel.
New Dawn Africa.
New Dawn, from
Yeah.
Boss Lady to New Dawn.
Yeah. So that's
It's a new dawn for the boss.
Yeah, it's a new.
Zuba,
Yes, sir.
what do we expect from you starting
Come
Monday?
on. Listen, I am bringing the energy as usual. As usual, the
As
energy
per
is there,
usual.
you know. But the energy has to be, you know, laced with some good conversation because I want to tap into what you people be talking about, the things that you want to say but you don't want to say. I'm gonna say it for you.
I love you for that. There are so many things I can't say, but
Jesse sends me sometimes.
meanwhile, someone approached me, and I'm glad both of you are here. Some people called me, and they were raising a complaint that the statement Kigali we share
Has brought havoc.
brought havoc because that's not what Kigali stands for.
I also would like
So
to
are
ask
you
these
saying in
ladies,
Kigali
by the-
we are
because both of them
stingy?
are here. No, both of you are here, and it was that day that you had that conversation, and you all both agreed that Kigali we share.
Has anything changed?
You've launched.
Are we still sharing though?
Yes, we are not stingy.
People in Kigali are not men.
Listen. It depends on how you took it. You know, it depends on how
What
you
kind of
decide.
sharing were you talking about though?
Personally, me, you see, even when you go, there's a certain club in Kigali. It even has a sign, Kigali we share.
Really?
So
I
are you
want to take
telling-
that picture.
Listen, I'll even send you the pin.
Is that your usual sport?
No? Didn't
You
I
go
say
there
it?
to-
I said,
to share
let,
also.
let me note this down. To be noted. I put it in my appendix and said, we have to come back to this one. But honestly, I feel like people are very hurt because the shoe fits. And if
I
the
know.
shoe fits, lace it up and wear it.
Kigali in the
I think
morning.
it fits for a lot of people in Kigali. I kind of agree with.
Okay, fine. So we're not taking back the statement.
No.
Kigali.
No, I mean, if you want to hear more about it, Miss Zuba is here on
Live
Monday.
and active Monday, 1 to 4 p.m.
Zuba
Jesse-
is
Jesse
on the
think
show
Kigali we don't share?
Monday, 1 o'clock. Kigali.
Do we
Because people are stingy. They're not sharing with me at least.
share?
Kigali in the morning brings you the 8 at 8.